Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today I'm excited because I have a new 2 plugin chain you guys can use to make your beats hit way harder. Your songs are going to sound crisp and loud. Let's hop straight into it. So this is in FL Studio. I'm running, Standard Clip, and I'm running into Ozone 11. These 2 plugins alone can get you such a big wide sound. Let's play it before and after.
We are not cousins, but we are not cousins, but we brothers and related. We are so elated, I feel celebrated. Yeah, currency came from Lil Wayne's album to the name stump to the main stage. 5,000 screaming my name. Currency in the low that ride a chain.
Here's before.
Is what it is. I ride with my clique. Is what it is. Man, I'm the shit. I said it is what it is. I ride with my clique. Is what it is. Man, I'm the shit. I said it is what it is.
Also, I figured out what the recording thing was. It was my internet. So firstly, we're going to load up Standard Clip. This is going to add that crunch to our sound and basically fill up the sound a little bit more. So whenever your song feels like not dense enough or doesn't feel like it has enough energy, like just filling it up, not new sounds, none of that, just filling up the sound, I'm going to run it into Standard Clip. So what I'll do is I'll play it before and after before we go into all this, and you just hear the difference just Standard Clip makes by itself. And I bought it today for 25 bucks. All right, so let's play it before.
We are not cousins, but we brothers and related. We are so elated, I feel celebrated. Yeah, currency came from Lil Wayne's album to the name stump to the main stage. 5,000 screaming my name. Currency in the low with that ride a chain. Is what it is. I ride with my clique. Is what it is. Man, I'm the shit. I said it.
It just adds an extra 20% to the loudness and just fills it out. So again, on Standard Clip, the goal is just push the volume into it so that it's creating a crunch to the top of the track. Unless you want to use it in a super transparent way, which is just simply chopping off the tops of the audio so that you can boost the volume. So for example, you could chop off, let's say 3 dB of the audio. And then because you're chopping off the transients, the stuff that you really can't hear that well, because they happen so fast, you could chop off about 3 dB, let's say, and then boost the entire track 3 dB because now you have more room to work with. And now everything goes up 3 dB and not just the pointy part that nobody really hears as much, called a transient. Okay, but transients are important because that's what keeps the ear engaged to a sound. It likes transients. It's the way the cochlea is set up. So anyway, I have this set to 3.6 dB of boosting in, and then the clipping amount is negative 3.6. You don't need to copy that. The main thing too is I'm on classic mode, not the pro mode. And I'm boosting into the clipper with the saturator, boosting it a little bit more to fill it out.
We are not cousins, but we brothers and related. We are so elated, I feel celebrated.
All right, so here's just the standard clip. Let's turn it on and off.
We are not cousins,
here's
but
off.
We brothers and related. We are so elated, I feel celebrated.
Here's on.
Yeah, currency came from Lil Wayne's.
See how that kick feels like closer to you? I'm gonna play a longer snippet before and after but listen to how the kick really like becomes part of your listening experience after. So here's before.
We are not cousins, but we brothers and related. We are so elated, I feel celebrated. Yeah, currency came.
All right, now listen for that kick.
Lil Wayne's album to the name stump to the main stage. 5,000 screaming my name. Currency in the low with that ride a chain. Is what it is. I ride.
So I'm not pushing it so heavy into this. Now you can push it way harder, but the problem is it adds a lot of crunch, and I don't necessarily want too much crunch for this specific sound. Now, if I was doing Griselda or something grittier, you might want to push into it harder, like the Alchemist type sound. You might want to push into it harder because then you're going to get more harmonics out of it. And then you can saturate the sound to like fill out the frequencies a little bit more. So that's what Standard Clip is doing. Underrated in my opinion. Then we have Ozone 11. Now this is a beast. I'm going to go component by component just so you guys can understand. So firstly, the first issue I had, let me turn this plugin chain off real quick. The first issue I had with this plugin chain was there's a sample in here that just is like standing out from everything. But that's what makes the beat too, is that the sample is like just standing out by itself.
We are not cousins, but we brothers and related. We are so elated.
It like has its own zone of existence to where it's like there, but it's not interfering with the vocal performance. So in that case, I wanted to figure out how to tame that vocal on the sample.
We are so elated.
So what I did was I opened up Ozone, and to save you guys time, I tried to record this video literally like 5 times. Couldn't figure out why I couldn't record it. It was my internet the entire time. Okay, so we're going to turn on the EQ here. And what I'm doing is putting this on mid-side mode. And because the mid-side mode is on, I could target certain areas in the side. I thought the sample was more on the side, so let's solo the side. And let's turn the plugin on so we could actually hear this. All right, so here's the side. So you can see the sample really lives on the side, and that's why it sounds like it's standing out. So before this EQ, let me see, let's turn off the adjustment. And then here's with the adjustment. So basically I'm just pulling it out, pulling 3 dB out, which is a very tame amount, because when you pull 3 dB out, you're basically just taking it to the next tier of what it could sound like. It's think of it like gears. Like every 3 dB is like a gear. And I don't want to speak so linearly because I know audio is not linear. It's logarithmic. But basically like minus 3 dB is like 1 gear down. Minus 6 is another gear down. Minus 10 is another gear down, like that. When you think about audio like that, I'm thinking about treating the EQ almost like a mix level more than I am getting so tedious about frequency. So that's what I'm doing on the side, is taking out that sample's presence on the side. Okay, let's go to the mid. Now on the mid, I think what I was trying to do with the mid is get that 808 to stand out more. So the 808 that I chose didn't have a lot of low end. I cut it out or something. I can't remember. This session's from 2020. So on the mid, I wanted that 808 to come through. And so I boosted at 60 hertz, or excuse me, not 60 hertz, below 60 hertz to get that low end of the 808 stretched out longer, further. We are so elated, I feel celebrated. And then I cut down on the high mids because that's where the sample also lived. We are so elated, I feel celebrated. Yeah. So I'm just trying to get the tone back from the 808. So here's we are so elated, the adjustment. Celebrated. Here's before. Yeah. Currency came from Lil Wayne's album to the name stump to the main stage. 5,000 screaming my name. Currency in the low with that rider chain. Is what it is. I ride with my clique. So it's just more tame sample, and then the 808 can live a little bit more. That's the main adjustment I made there. Now the clarity, this is like a magical potion, because what it does is it's tightening up that high end and also making the track feel more present by boosting around like 2 to 5K. So what I'm going to do is just exaggerate this so you guys can hear it. We are so elated, I feel celebrated. See how it really squeezes the top end? Currency came from Lil Wayne's album to the names. What it's really doing in my ear is taming some of that low mid and then boosting the highs to compensate from the fact that the low mids are going. We are so elated, I feel celebrated. And you could use tilt, so if it's too bright, you could always tilt it to the left. We are so elated to make it darker. Celebrated. Yeah. So that feels boxy to me, so I tilted it a little to the right. Album to the name stump to the main stage, 5,000 screaming my name. So I didn't overdo this, but let's do it before and after. We are so elated, I feel celebrated. Yeah, currency came from Lil Wayne's album to the name. See how it adds that final like 5%. 5,000 screaming my name. Currency in the low with that rider chain. I also wanted the bass to like sit here. So on the dynamics tab, I added a multiband under all. And I was zoomed in on the bass, and I just added a limiter to take care of the peaks to keep the bass tamed, because I'm going to add excitement next in the next component. So here, basically, I'm just making sure the top end of that kick doesn't get too crazy. Okay. And just taming it with the limiter. So it's taking out max 3 dB. It's just keeping the bass tame in like in one spot. And I also did the low mids. Trying to add more dynamic. I added an attack at 30 milliseconds and release at 140. And so it just kind of snaps on and snaps off to shape more of the low mids into the mids a little bit. Let's do it before and after. Just listen to before, it doesn't really move your head, but after you're moving your head. We are so elated, I feel celebrated. Yeah, currency came from Lil Wayne's album to the name stump to the main stage 5,000. And that's why dynamics and transients are important, because transients create the shape for the sound. Dynamics create the shape for the sound, I should say. Transients excite the ear. Dynamics create shape so that a sound is not just like doo, because with no change, our ear doesn't find it exciting. So that's where movement comes from, is change and volume. Nextly, I added an exciter only on the lows though. So this is to get a more filled out sound, similar to what the limiter was doing before. And I'm just saturating on triad mode. So I did it until I hear that crunch and then I pull back. See how it's crunching? Distorting. Okay, then I'm going to pull it back. So what that's doing is creating upper harmonics for the bass so that you can hear it more clearly, because that 808 needed more presence. Now this track doesn't sound like it has that thing. Now the thing, the magical piece, is the maximizer. So I have this on IRC4 mode, which is on modern, and the real key is the upward compression and the soft clip mode. I'll turn these off and let's slowly bring them in.
We are so elated, I feel celebrated. Yeah, currency came from Lil Wayne's album to the name stump to the main stage. 5,000 screaming my name. Currency in the low with that rider chain. Is what it is. I ride with my clique. Is what it is. Man, I'm the shit.
One thing I like about this final stage of clipping is that you could really push it hard and it just sounds good no matter which setting you're on. I'm going to tame it, but it sounds good no matter what.
We are so elated, I feel celebrated. Yeah, currency came from Lil Wayne.
And then we're boosting the gain so that the limiter could work.
We are so elated, I feel celebrated. Yeah, currency came from Lil Wayne's album to the name stump to the main stage. 5,000 screaming my name. Currency in the low with that rider chain. Is what it is. I ride with my.
Let's do it before and after just to show you guys how important these plugins are. Just 2 plugins creates this crazy. So here's before.
We are so elated, I feel celebrated. Yeah, currency came from Lil Wayne's album to the name stump to the main stage. 5,000 screaming my name.
All right, let's kick the plugins on.
With that rider chain. Is what it is. I ride with my clique. Is what it is. Man, I'm the shit. I said it is what it is. I ride with my clique. Is what it is. Man, I'm the shit. I said it is what it is. I ride with my clique. Is what it is. Man, I'm the shit. I said it is what it is. Shorty, that's for sure. Cause it is what it is when you got the dough. It's Lil Wayne, that's for sure. Tell him bring up the pieces. Yeah, for sure. Tell him pick up the pieces.
Here's before.
Pride with me, homeboy, I'm the CEO of fucking forget robberies. Man, you don't want no pride with me. I'm Lil Wayne from the Lils of Weezy Week. I don't even need a weapon or a dagger nor a missile. I be in the street protesting, grabbing your pistols. I'm the fucking Wayne splitter, man, the fucking brain splitter. I can turn you to a splinter if you're right, just like a splinter. I'm a ready that, ready black with that ready mag. Just in case they got a problem, I'm a levy, yeah. It's Lil Wayne from Louisiana. Told him that I'm hotter than Atlanta. Yeah, boy, is what it is.
Just insane. 2 plugins. Ozone has that sound. It's almost like going through an analog processor. It just has that sound. I'm surprised the maximizer is this good. Ozone's shocking me. I want to thank Panorama Mastering for bringing the upward compression to my attention because I missed this in Ozone 11. Forgive me, Dave Godowski, for missing the email before because this is insane. Shout out to Ozone 11. Thank you, Ozone, for sending it over. Standard clip I just bought. But those 2 combined, guys, can get your song sounding insane. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Go to busyworksbeats.com. We have mixing and mastering courses. We have music production courses, FL Studio course. Just look. Go to busyworksbeats.com. I finally figured out why my recorder wasn't working. It was my internet the entire time, yo. So I recorded this like 17 times. All right, subscribe if you're new. Peace out, guys.